Hi everyone, I'm Kenya Duncan, president of YOIA, Youth of Inspiration Association. This is the first show we're going to have today. First, a little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Kenya Duncan. I lived in the Atlanta, Georgia area for over 25 years. Um, I'm 33 years old. Yes, I share my age because I kind of look young for my age, so it's not really a big deal to share my age with everyone. I grew up in Atlanta as an only child. I was only child to a single mother, my mother, and right now I'm also a single mother. I'm divorced with a 12-year-old, practically going on 16, and
I did.
you want to be in the video?
No.
I'm just saying because I asked you to change your shirt.
It's
Okay.
not a shirt, it's a collar to joystick.
But
Just go on with
okay. Anyway, for most of my career, I have been working in the early childhood education field as a preschool teacher for over 10 years. I recently took a break. I grew up in Atlanta. I'm originally from Indianapolis. I was raised an only child to my mother. She raised me single handedly. And I went to the military a couple of years straight out of high school because I was like ready to get out of the house. And I eventually got married. Didn't quite understand how to be in a marriage. So I eventually got divorced. During that marriage, I have a son. Now he's 12 years old and practically going on 16 years old. But and he's currently in the sixth grade. I homeschool him now because of some certain circumstances in public school. Our mission statement reads to inspire, inform, and instill the youth with their own unique individual purpose, all the while being sustained with the unity of family. So, Youth of Inspiration is not just a youth organization, it is also a family organization because in order to help the children, you have to help the family as a whole also. Youth of Inspiration is being established to provide mentoring, extracurricular activities in the arts, youth and family counseling, entrepreneur programs, career guidance programs, family help centers in the Atlanta metro area, and eventually to every major city in the United States. The program will establish partnerships with local schools and hopefully the juvenile court system. Youth of Inspiration will match paid coaches and counselors with a youth and or family. Youth of Inspiration will set up the following programs throughout the years. Okay, so those are some of the programs that we came up so far. I'm sure we're going to add other programs, but our first program this year is life coaching. One of the stories that I wanted to kind of share is really personal story within my life. It's it was around 10th or 11th grade. Um, I attended Creekside High School in Fairburn, Georgia. Graduated in 1999, and I went through a period of time during my teenage years where um, I really couldn't express myself the way I really wanted to. It was kind of like I was to myself a lot. I didn't really have any friends growing up or in high school per se, and I just really stayed to myself. Partly due to my own decision, but the other big part was that my mother kind of kept me sheltered, and I was afraid I was going to get pregnant or something like that. So I really couldn't hang out like the other kids could do and go to football games or basketball games. And, I was a cheerleader when I was in a Christian school, but a Christian private school, but I couldn't be a cheerleader in the regular public school and such forth. So I was really kind of like a loner in school and such forth. It may not seem like that on the outside, I just one regular kid walking down the hallway just going to classes. But what was actually going on inside of me was a lot of pain, issues, um, things that I didn't understand about myself. And when I wanted to express these things to my mother, I really couldn't. I remember one day when I was hurt about something. I don't remember the exact reason why I was hurt. And I wrote a letter to my mom, and I think I put it under her door and such forth. And she didn't respond to it. She didn't say anything. She didn't come to me. She didn't. She just didn't reach out to me when I was in pain, and she really didn't kind of like ask me how my day was going or anything like that ever. I just usually just dealt with my feelings by myself. Well, all these feelings balled up inside of me. And I didn't really know who I could go to or talk to. Everybody just thought that, I guess everybody just thought that everything was fine. Because on the outside, you know, I might have put on a smile or, gave a hug or something like that. And it's just Kenya. But inside, I felt alone a lot. And I hated the emotional neglect I felt towards, um, or I felt coming from my mom, and I didn't know how else to go to her. Um, I was sometimes afraid to go to her because every time I did something wrong, or if I did something wrong, I was yelled at and everything. So I kind of developed this fear inside of me, and of if I did something wrong, she was going to yell at me. But anyway, getting to the time where I was dealing with um, suicidal feelings, of course, I didn't go through with it, but there was this desire to actually get people's attention by thinking about or wanting my life to end. And nobody really could see that except for one person, but nobody really could see that. And I didn't want to kill myself, but because I had this notion in my head that, oh, if you kill yourself, you're going straight to hell. That's just how I was taught from church. But I wanted to show my pain because I was screaming on the inside and nobody could hear me. And I didn't have that go-to person, even though yes, this sister at church might have been available, and the neighbors that we were staying in their house, they were there, but I just didn't have the platform to express how I felt. It usually just balled up inside of me until I couldn't take it anymore. So I remember taking knives from my kitchen, and even though I didn't stab myself. I know it's kind of weird, but stab myself, but I stabbed my pillow because I was so angry and hurt inside. I carved into my wall. I hated myself, and I was literally screaming out in pain, just silently. And I wanted, and I attempted to, but something held me back from doing that. But I wanted to actually cut myself, literally just cut myself, so I could bleed out and somebody could see that. I don't know if anybody can relate to how that feels or anything, but that's just how I felt. I wanted to show my pain on the outside so somebody can finally see how much I was hurting on the inside. And that was a bizarre moment in my life because a lot of times I didn't have anyone to talk to, I didn't have anyone, nowhere to go, no one to even say, let me see if this person is okay. Let me see if Kenya is okay. Let me go to her and talk to her. Because I never really had, not the urge, but I never really had the word that keeps coming up is I never really had the power. Even though I know now I did, but I never really felt like I had the power to go to somebody and express how I feel because I didn't think they could do anything about it. You know, I really didn't think they could do anything about it. So finally got to a point where I could. I graduated from high school and I signed those papers so fast to go to the military because I was ready to go just to have something different in my life and just go on some type of adventure. So I signed up for the military. And yes, of course, that definitely changed my life going to the military. But what I've learned from that situation of what I went through with the suicidal thoughts and the feelings and wanting to um, show my pain physically was that what I learned was that always to keep somebody where you can, who you can go to, and express how you feel, and don't always bottle that up inside and such forth. And it's always good to actually go to someone and say, are you okay? How's it going? And I didn't get that too much when I was a teenager. And I have a special person today that I actually can go to and just express all my feelings and such forth like that. But I wish I had that when I was a teenager. So that's one of the reasons why it is very important for me to make this organization, Youth of Inspiration, to work. And I can't do it by myself, but I know there's other teenagers out there, boy or girl, that are maybe screaming inside and they can't get out their feelings. They don't understand their life and where they're trying to go and who they're trying to be, and they might try to explain it one way, but nobody really understands, how they feel or where they're coming from, or they probably was never asked. I was never asked really what I wanted to do with my life, and I wish I had that direction. I wish when I was a teenager, of course, eventually I figured it out, but to know soon enough and to have that conversation with your child is so important. I would like to extend an invitation for anybody who's 18 or older to share their story from middle school or high school of what they've went through. Just share one aspect of their life as a teenager. Have it doesn't have to be an overview of your whole entire high school career. Just a story. And when you tell this story, give it a encouraging ending at the end, like a light at the end of the tunnel, regardless of what happened to you that was negative. And maybe your story can touch another teenager's life. And you can send in your video to YOI at youthofinspiration.org. YOI at youthofinspiration.org. Okay? Okay? All right, that's about it. That concludes our first show. Still got to come up with the name of the show. If you can help me out with that, just email me. Okay. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my story and to know what Youth of Inspiration is all about. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, and you have an inspiring day.